Okay, so this session is going to be kind of on spatial attributes and like georeferencing. So yesterday we were working on the Sulphur River in the gray there. So in this one I'm going to show you the Cypress River Basin, which is right below it in purple, because I already georeferenced the sulfur. So we're going to work through the Cypress, georeference that, and then I'll go back to that forecast that I had yesterday on the sulfur, and we can kind of see the spatial attributes there. Okay, so georeferencing in HEC-HMS is pretty easy. You do have to have, if you're working with a SWMS model, it was probably developed in GeoHMS a long time ago, and so it should have a shape file that goes along with each of those subbasins. And basically, I mean, it's a pretty easy process here. We're going to georeference existing elements under the GIS tab. I'm going to select subbasins out of the element type list. Hit next. And then you got to go and navigate to your file. So for this exercise, oh, bear with me. What about real slick if I had this like copy pasted and ready to go. Oh. Okay, so this is the Cypress subbasin. So Cypress subbasin shape. Next. And then, so you're gonna have to give it an identifier name, which basically HMS just uses to match up with your subbasin list. So hopefully your attribute table has a name in it, a name column, and hopefully it all matches up. And if it does, this is going to go real quick, real smooth. And if not, we're going to have a little bug we got to fix. And it looks like that one. Let's see. So, yeah, all right. No bugs. Well, that's kind of a letdown. I was expecting there to be a bug because I actually thought I put one in there so I could fix it. I thought I'd change the name. Let me see. It all looks right. So the way you can instantly tell if something is georeferenced is by clicking on the subbasin, just in the area without clicking on the element. All of it will highlight, and it brings up the the subbasin editor for all the different parameter methods, things like that. Okay. Well, I thought that was going to take longer and be more problematic, and I was going to have to fix it. So let's go on to the rivers and see if that has a bug in it that I can show how to fix. And if it doesn't, then I will make up something to fix and show y'all how we would do that. Okay, so with the reaches, there we're going to go back to the same file. I'm just going to select that river reach, select shape, and name. Match it up with the JS file and the routing reach name. And boom. Okay. So now you can see instead of having those straight lines kind of between junctions, it has a nice little river line. This one may not have georeferenced. Okay. Yeah, we found one that did georeference. Okay, nice. All right. I can show you how to fix this. So this is good. I don't even know how to say that. Swano Creek. Okay, so all we would have to do then is go to the Cypress river reach in your attribute table. This is QGIS for anyone who's not seen it before. So then we go, let's see. And for the name and the attribute table, here we go. Swano Creek. So let's see. I'm not going to be able to get this to come up at the same time in my online screen. Can I get to come up? So there's lots of ways you could do this if you had more than one. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like in this shape file, creek was spelled out instead of just being CK like it was in the HMS model. So that's the problem. So I have had some other larger issues, but I have also run into a bunch of like really simple issues where it's just like the naming convention wasn't exactly right. Something got misspelled. So all we have to do is go here. Let me go back to save edits. Close that. Toggle editing to off. And let's see. So now if I were to re-georeference this, that should fix that. But curious, since I have the model open, if that's going to be a problem.
I want to say you're good just to re-import it.
Re-import you? Okay. I know sometimes like it grabs the file and locks it or whatever, so let's give it a shot. Oh, not subbase. Reaches. There we go. Back to this one. Name. Yes, go ahead and replace it. And ew, yes, it did. It fixed it. Okay, so that was like a super simple, straightforward issue, where just the naming between the two files was off, and so it couldn't match it up. I have run into different kinds of issues. If you have, we've done some things like we had a big study on one of our rivers. And so we thought, oh, you know what, well, we could import that into our SWMS model. It'll be a better calibrated model. And so we imported it into the SWMS model, and we forgot that they had redelineated. And so we had to go track down their shapefile. And it was a little bit of more of a mess to kind of deal with. But almost always the issue with importing and georeferencing is going to be that naming convention between your GIS, your attribute table, and your subbasin list. There's one way that I will check it. To me, this is like the easiest way. You just go to the subbasin area to get a list of your subbasins, copy paste that into Excel, and then go look at your attribute table. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do that, but that was like a quick way for me to kind of sort it by alphabetical, and then I could just like in Excel just boom, 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 check. It was a lot easier than just switching back and forth between programs, I guess. But that's pretty much the extent of it. It's not a difficult task. This is not like the terrain where there's a lot more details, or it's not like disgridization either. So georeferencing your subbasins and your reaches just kind of makes your map look cleaner, and a little more, instead of having to click right on that icon, you can kind of be quicker with your clicks, and if you don't click right on it, it's okay. It's a little more forgiving. So it's kind of a cool thing, but there are more benefits to it than just the kind of the slick look of having a georeferenced HMS model. So if we go back, let's see, I need to open this forecast that I was running yesterday.
Hey, Roberta, what was your question?
Oh yeah, I can't see hands if we need to
Uh-oh. I just noticed a straight blue line on the lower south end of your watershed. It
Oh,
maybe, I don't know if it was another drawing glitch or if it was a reach that didn't, I mean, right next to it is a reach that looks like it's okay. So I'm not sure I knew what that
yeah, let me go back and
was.
look at that here. Ah, I didn't save. I demoed it and I didn't save. Was it down past this point here? There was, I know this was,
It
some of this is like past my reservoirs.
it's oh, so it's like in the south middle or so. I don't know what the
Okay.
various reaches are. So anyway, just
Yeah.
it was a
Okay.
blue line that was following along. Maybe it's something else that you have in there that's supposed to be in there. I don't know. Anyway, okay.
Could have been.
Just
Yeah, there could have been issues with it. This is kind of a test model, or it's actually an old model.
yeah.
So it's not too big of a deal for this one, but yeah, that's what you're looking for. If you're when you
Okay.
do the subbasins, the subbasin won't light up. Like you'll just have like it. For example, if this one wasn't working, say this subbasin right here that I'm kind of trying to outline with my mouse, it would just be blank, and then you still have the subbasin icon there, but there would be that area would look blank. So you would know kind of there's a hole in your watershed or something that doesn't look right. It's usually pretty easy to spot the subbasins. The reaches are a little bit harder. Okay, so with this though, unlock some pretty cool features. And Paul was kind of showing it earlier, but you can bring in different parameters, spatial parameters now. So we can watch almost like a video of the rainfall occurring. The incremental's not that exciting. Here's more of the rain. It's about to pop up. Boom. Yeah, they're all over the place. Okay, so that was a nice little thunderstorm go through, but you can see it accumulated also, which I think maybe is a little bit more informative. Some weirdness to what's going on there. But it's just kind of a nice tool. Shows you how this rainfall is accumulating over time. It doesn't do the radar yet. It just does like the basin average precip. It'd be pretty cool if it did the radar at some point. But you can see, kind of hover your mouse over, and you can see what rainfall. Well, it won't do it well while it's running. It's this little video, and it's almost over. There we go. Oh, whatever. So you can kind of see rainfall totals this way. That's really interesting. Some kind of graphics glitch going on. But anyway, you kind of get the picture. You can look at your cumulative precip, which I find helpful, when you're forecasting, make sure you know where your rainfall was. Then, like Paul was kind of previewing earlier, you can also do your flow statistics. So you can open it up and see how you're doing calibrating in different areas. The Nash-Slut cliff is a good one to look at. I also like to look at the percent bias to see how you're doing on those volumes. So this one says it's red. Let's look at it. I don't know. I guess it's overshooting the volume. That's why this one is showing up poorly. Percent bias is mostly volume based. So, well, percent bias is volume based because that's how HMS is applying. You could do it other ways, but anyway, in this case, percent bias is showing how your volume may be off. So it looks like the volume's a little bit off, but I think that's a decent For sure, the timing. Yeah, okay, the timing they say is pretty good with the Nash-Sutcliffe. So this
Simeon?
is, yeah.
Yeah, just real quick. I may have looked away at just the wrong time. I was looking at my
Oh,
model.
it's okay.
Was there something you toggled on that allowed that drop down to be there? My model's georeferenced, but I'm not seeing anything in that pull down
Yes,
menu.
there is. Thank you for reminding me. So you have to go back to no, not here. You have to go back to the compute tab. Come here, and you have to be sure to turn on your spatial results.
Okay.
That is a key. Sorry about that.
No, thank you. I'd actually came across that spatial results, and I was wondering if that's what that was. So perfect timing. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, good reminder. You do have to turn that on. So, yeah, this is a quick little demo here. These are, kind of just some cool tricks that kind of help you steer your calibration maybe when you first open it up. If you want to look to see where you need to calibrate, I think those are kind of both helpful to look where the rainfall is and then kind of look at how your calibration skill stats are doing. Are there any questions about that?
Hey, Simeon, real quick. For your subbasins, you don't have structured discretization, right? You're probably referencing the old Clark file.
Correct.
Yep, and that's why in this model, precipitation, losses, all those other computed variables are going to be shown to you as subbasin averages because it's using that old Clark grid cell file. If you switch over to structured discretization, then it will display those computed results on a grid.
Oh, okay. So it'll look more like a radar image or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Matt, do you have one where you could show that real quick? Or no? I was trying to.
Mm-hmm.
It'd take a minute to open up. I have the Osage, but as Paul knows, that'd take a hot second to get going.
Is there anything else people want to see with this functionality here? I will say when we started georeferencing our models, we found a lot of bugs. So I was really shocked that Cypress worked because I really thought it wasn't going to.
One thing to show too. Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Very nice.
There we go.
I stole it.
Yay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but there, you can see the grids on that. I'm not sure if that's 5K or what the grid cell size is, but you get the idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
For your Nash-Sutcliffe and the percent bias, for those, if you want to change the legend, I think you hit the gear icon on the right side there. Yep. And so this is the default range. If you have a good model, the Nash-Sutcliffe is above 0.8. If you want to go lower, that's okay. There's no hard rules here for what defines a good or fair model. So you can always tweak those in the legend if you wanted to.
With that precip grid, is there a default? Or is it, how the Weather Service kind of has their color code or color ramp? Is that the one that HMS uses, or is it their own?
Oh, I think it's the NWS by default, but you can change it.
Okay.
Or at least the model I just had opened had it as default.
Oh yeah, mine is also the National Weather Service. I thought it would since I was using the old mod file, but even with the old mod file, it shows up as like it says precipitation National Weather Service radar. Yeah, Craig, I think I just saw you had your hand up.
Yeah, maybe you can't do this at all, but for the NSC or anything like that, if you change how you're showing changing the legend, you can't change it per subbasin, right? It's like the entire watershed.
Well,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. I was just thinking like if you had some sub basins that you weren't too critical about as opposed to others, if that would be a possibility. But that's my thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. I totally see the ones you're less certain of. They could have a lower score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that capability yet.
Did anybody mention the discourse space for new features requests yet?
Oh, show us.
Yeah, so we have something new that we're trying for this cycle for new feature requests, such as trying to do it per sub-basin. So if you go to Discourse, which is just discourse.hec-dev.net, and log in, because SWMS is locked to only people being logged in. If you go into SWMS and then go to the subcategory of features, you can see where people have already made requests, but you can do a new topic. We have stuff that we ask for you to fill out, but then if there's a feature you like this one, Emily posted this one yesterday, asking for color coding of zones in HMS. You can, I already voted for it, but you can just hit vote and it'll increment it. And we're going to try to use this in our in the PMP for this next year. So you can see, so like this one has a decent chance. This one, depending on how much it might take to do, this one looks like it has a pretty good chance of at least consideration, if not implementation. Not as well versed with RISM to know if that's going to be a huge feat or not. But then like this one currently has no votes, but it lets us get an idea of what you guys are wanting, and we will try to allocate to feature that seems to be desired by the water management community. And so if you want to do a request for the zonal stuff by only or changing the attributes of the statistics based on different subbasins, you could add it here and see if people also want to do it. You can also ask people around you if you wanted to vote on it, I guess, as well. But yeah, so this is just something new that we're trying this year, and hopes that we can get more field recommendations of how we invest in the software. I guess if there's no questions on the georeferencing or anything, we'll just go ahead and go to break rooms.
We thank you very much for your attention through this presentation. If you have any additional questions, would like help, or are seeking additional training, please feel free to check out the links on the screen that are also linked below in the description. If you'd like to stay up to date in whenever more of these videos become available, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications anytime more presentations or video walkthroughs are posted to this water management channel. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.